After we give this paper, what I can...
You have to sign. There's a sheet there for you to sign. And they don't want anything from Canada. No.
And if you'd like to support...
you want to support the TPS people? What's your name? Pardon?
Sign in right now.
Yeah, je parle français. Oh, non, ça c'est pour les gens qui ont des papiers, on a besoin d'aide pour renouveler le TPS. Yeah, you got pour lui encourager le gouvernement. Mais si vous n'avez pas de papier, ne mettez pas de papier.
Yes, one of those books. The citizenship books? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm coming. Who is it?
You support the TPS Vous parlez français?
No, if you oh,
Do you want to tout le monde est et vous voulez supporter les TPS?
Hey people, how are you?
Thank you so very much. Good evening. Should I say bonsoir also? And what about buenas tardes? Okay. Now, I'm not going to speak too much because it's very important. This gathering is a very important one. And also, I will introduce the speaker, the members of the panel later on. But as you know, my name is Mathieu Eugene, and I'm the New York City Council member representing District 40, that's in your district, the district where you are at right now. Et l'homme, comme nous connaissons, c'est Mathieu Eugene, c'est petit nous, amis nous, et bien, qui est dans le city gouvernement, c'est dans le gouvernement New York là. Pourquoi pas les couilles là, je vais parler avec nous tout à l'heure. But the first thing that I want to do, I want to thank from the bottom of my heart, on my behalf and on behalf of all of you, the principal of this school, this great school, a wonderful school, Mr. Sean Pardon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Put your hands together. This is a very beautiful and dedicated sister. And she worked so hard for our children. This is not the first event, the only one that we partnered in doing. So we had also the holiday, toy distribution that was back also. And then we continue to work together. Now without any further ado now, I'm going to give her the microphone and she's going to address, she's going to speak to you. Please put your hand together to welcome Principal Parker, please.
Welcome, parents. Welcome. Thank you for coming out. This is a very important meeting, and we're happy, PS6 family, to host it. So welcome to our panel, and we hope tonight you will learn a lot and leave here very confident. As you go through the doors, I'm here to learn a lot too with you. This is a K-5 schools. We have many programs for your children. So if one of your child is not here, please see us and register as soon as possible. We cater to all nationalities. We have 126 different cultures. We have multicultural day. So we do appreciate and celebrate every culture that our community has. So welcome again, and thank you, panel, for being here tonight.
Thank you so very much, Principal. Thank you. One more time, on behalf of the parents, the children, and the people in the community, thank you so very much for your partnership. Thank you for the wonderful job that you're doing also in terms of educating our children. Thank you. So as I promised, I'm not going to speak too much. You all know that immigration right now in the United States of America is a very, very important issue. It has been an important issue, very important. But now, more than ever, we have to come together to make sure that our brothers and sisters, they can overcome this very difficult moment. And I'm very pleased and very grateful to the people, the members, the wonderful people who are here. And Rosin is going to introduce them in a few minutes, because they are our partners. They are my partners. We do many events. As a matter of fact, it was yesterday, in my office, we are legal assistants, providing legal services to many people. Immigration, tenant landlord, Medicaid, Medicare situation, any type of situation the people who are facing, we address them. And today we have this one, and I think on March 24th, we are going to have a clinic. It's going to be a very important one, a special one, for people who are in very difficult situations. People who have to go to court. People who are facing, deportation. People who really are in very, very difficult situations.
We have attorneys who will address the issues, who will take, every issue one by one and address them and see exactly what is the situation and what they can do to help the people who are in need. Je ne parle pas comme des Italiens, je vais mettre le microphone là. Officiellement, il fait plusieurs activités pour l'immigration déjà.
With respect to those who have TPS, you know about TPS, right? You know what is TPS? TPS is a temporary protected status granted to people who have been living in the United States without any immigration status. Unfortunately, not all of us we are lucky. Some people, this is not their fault. They have been living in this country for one or other reason. They didn't have the chance, the opportunity to have a green card or to be a citizen. Anybody could have been in this situation, anyone, because all of us we are immigrants. Now, when I was elected in 2007, Haiti was hit by 4 tropical storms. Gonaïve was flooded, Semar. And I introduced a legislation called TPS. It's called Resolution 1995, to ask the federal government and the president, at that time President Bush, and at that time also President Préval was president of Haiti, to ask them to grant TPS to Haitian people the same way they grant TPS to Somalia, Nicaragua, Salvador. And to make this story short, after the earthquake, Haitian people were granted TPS. But TPS, as you know, is a temporary protected status. It got to be renewed every 18 months. On July 27, this current TPS is set to expire. The federal government should renew it. If they don't renew it, it's going to be something very tragic for many of our brothers and sisters. And that's the reason why on December 2016, I introduced another resolution to ask the President of the United States of America and the Armed Security to renew the TPS for those people who have it right now. The legislation was voted overwhelmingly by the City Council. We sent it to Washington. It is already in Washington. It is already, before the Armed Security and the President. But we came that this is not enough. We want to do more. And I've already met with many of my colleagues from Washington. They're working on that also. We have a very powerful team working together to convince the President of the United States and Homeland Security to renew the TPS. But one thing that I want to say also, we have a petition online that I started. And I'm asking all of you who can sign the petition to sign the petition. We have also to send a lot of petitions to the federal government and to Homeland Security to show them that we support the renewal of the TPS. You can go online on www.haititpsrenewal.com. Ask your friend, your family members to sign the petition and send them back to my office at 900 Rogers Avenue between Albemarle and Snyder. And if you want more petition, you can go to my office, 900 Rogers Avenue between Albemarle and Snyder. This is very, very, very important. And let me say that if you are a citizen, you have a green card, you have TPS, yes, you can sign the petition. You don't have to be afraid for that. But if you don't have nothing, and if you have some problem, don't sign it. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't have nothing, and if you have to go before the judge for whatever reason, don't sign the petition. Only people who have citizenship, who have green card or TPS can sign the petition. Alright? So là, rapidement, TPS là, donc on est, ils font pile effort pour le dépasser, après un pile effort, et avant que vous renouvelez là, donc on est TPS là, la va le terminer, la va le finir 22 juillet. 22 juillet, si vous ne renouvelez pas ça, mon petit, c'est marivante. C'est marivante. Parce que nous connaissons TPS là, c'est avec lui-même, tout le monde fonctionne ici. Il y a un service médical, le cas là-dedans, le travail. Il prend soin familiaux et en même temps, vous êtes comme en Haïti tout. C'est pour ça, en décembre 2016, nous avons écrit dans notre loi que si le Conseil a voté, loi ça a demandé pour le président américain avec Homeland Security puis renouveler TPS là pour Haïtiens. Loi déjà à Washington déjà, mais nous ne pouvons pas prêter bois croisé pour nous tenter pour nous dire ça va le passer. Parce que les couliers sont l'autre jouet complètement différent. Son l'autre jouet tellement complètement différent. Nous ne pouvons pas ça va le passer. C'est pour cette raison que je demande tout le monde qui l'a, qui a signé une pétition, ça, qui a signé. Je demande des familles, des amis, tout le monde connaît, même les gens qui sont haïtiens, je demande de signer une pétition. Si dans Internet, nous tapons www.tpshaitirenewal, alors moi je dis en anglais, renewal.com, nous avons une pétition. Et puis nous avons fait une pétition là-dedans. Pour les retourner, les gens parlent la caille, pour feuille, pour nous baser en millions, pour aller dans l'église, dans l'organisation. Les gens qui sont dans les médias, monsieur radio, monsieur télévision, propager ça. Parce que c'est devoir moral nous-mêmes, quel que soit nous-mêmes, qu'aux citoyens, qu'aux gens pour nous travailler ensemble, pour nous protéger, il faut actionner. Parce que n'importe qui est dans cette situation. N'importe qui. Les gens qui ont une green card, c'est des chances à eux, les citoyens, c'est des chances à eux. Il faut nous penser à l'autre qui va des chances dans tout. Et plus nous rassembler, et plus on va considérer ça, et puis TPS là, va arriver. Ok? Et puis l'autre bagage que nous avons dit encore, les gens qui signent TPS là, comme on dit, c'est les gens qui sont citoyens, qui ont une green card, ou bien les gens qui ont TPS. Si vous n'avez pas gagné la main, pas signé. Nous avons l'autre bataille à faire pour ça, mais pas signé. Si vous avez pour aller devant un juge, vous avez un problème déjà, comme si vous avez avec la loi, on n'a pas signé. Mais là, pour pas que le problème ça, c'est une pétition. En tout cas, merci beaucoup. So, je vais quitter Rosine annoncer mon sayo. Thank you very much. And again, on behalf of each one of you here, I want to thank for also all the members of the panel. Rosine is going to introduce each one of you. All right? Now I'm going to turn it over to Rosine. Thank you very much. Thank you.
My primary purpose for being here tonight is to basically tell you that, of course, we've all heard about the new executive orders on immigration. However, when changes in immigration policy occur, there are people in the community that seek to defraud innocent, vulnerable members of the community by telling them that they have a way to get them a green card. You have to be very careful and protect yourself. What we see at Citizenship and Immigration Services is many people are being defrauded online by visiting fictitious websites that claim to be us, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. And you know how a legitimate website looks. For example, our website is uscis.gov, as in government. Please do not visit uscis.com or uscis.net or immigration.com or immigration.net. Those websites seek to defraud you. They will charge you money for applications that we allow you to download for free.
So this year we've launched a campaign called the Our New York campaign. The Our New York campaign is really developed to assert, one, our position that Immigrant New York is our New York and our New York is Immigrant New York. And that we intend to stand up and protect and defend immigrant communities as long as we need to.
I'm going to give you a phone number for folks who want to know if you have an order of deportation. Maybe you've had a run-in with the law, you're not sure. Maybe you have been issued a final order of deportation years ago, you forgot about it. So this is the number for the Executive Office of Immigration Review. Everyone should have this number. What you'll need is your A number, your alien identification number, or that of the person that you want to search. The number is 1-800-898-7180. Again, that's 1-800-898-7180. I'll give you one more number if you want to report an ICE raid. So if you are a witness to a raid, it's very important that you document everything you see. You can call the Immigrant Defense Project. And I'll give you that number, 212-725-6422.
So if you should ever have to engage with ICE, whether in your home, should they come to your home, or on the street, or anywhere else, or should you be stopped or detained in your car, you have certain rights regardless of your immigration status. And it's important that you remember to never disclose information about yourself. You don't have to tell them whether you're documented or not, where you come from. You do have the right to remain silent and to not disclose information about you that could incriminate you. In addition to the right to remain silent and not to incriminate yourself, you also have the right to refuse search of your person, your property, your home, your vehicle. Right? These are things that you have the right to do. Now, in a moment of having to engage with the immigration official, right, people become fearful. Sometimes they forget they have rights. Sometimes they say things that they shouldn't say that may wind them up in detention or being detained. So it's really crucially important to remember, no matter what, you don't have to say anything, and you can always assert your right to speak with a lawyer.
She mentioned earlier that the executive orders increased the priorities for deportation, so now that even if you're just charged with a crime, you can be subject to deportation, and also if you've committed any sort of fraud, like using someone else's social security number, you're also at greater risk for deportation. In the executive orders that have already been signed is an increase in hiring more ICE officers. So the current administration plans to hire more ICE officers and more Border Patrol officers in order to attempt to deport more people. Another thing that was in the executive orders was that there will be some sort of punishment for quote-unquote sanctuary cities, and New York City is one of those cities that tries to protect immigrants in various ways. So we don't know what that will look like yet, but that was also something that was in the executive order. There is a plan to end what they call catch and release, which is when someone tries to cross the border without inspection by an immigration agent, and they will hold them for a bit, and then they'll let them go to either meet up with family members or just because they don't have the capacity to detain that many people. So they're planning on ending that policy and detaining, or attempting to detain, I suppose, everyone who crosses the border without inspection by immigration. So this means that in that situation, people would be detained in these new detention facilities at the border during their immigration case. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a bit about what it means to be undocumented. This is a word that is thrown around a lot in media coverage, and people use it a lot. So I just want to go over what it actually means to be undocumented. So you are undocumented if you have overstayed a visa. So if you had a tourist visa or any other type of visa and you've stayed in the United States longer than that visa allowed you to, then you are undocumented. So if you have violated the terms of your visa, then you are considered undocumented. So if your visa was an employment visa and then you left that job and you didn't have an employment visa anymore and you stayed in the country, that's more. So if you crossed the United States border without inspection, so without seeing an immigration official and showing them your documents, then you are considered undocumented. So if you crossed the border without any interaction with an immigration official, you are undocumented. And this includes if you entered the United States on fake documents. So if you used a fake passport or something like that to enter the United States, then you are considered undocumented because you don't have true immigration documents. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about who can be deported from the United States. And essentially the takeaway is anyone who is not a US citizen under certain circumstances can be deported from the United States.
I represent people who are arrested and charged or accused of crimes, and so I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about the most important things you need to know about having an encounter with the police and what the process of going through a court case is like for someone who's been charged with a crime. And a lot of this, when it comes to interactions with police, is also entirely the same for interactions with immigration officials, especially ICE, if you encounter them at your home, work, school, etc. So the first thing is to just say, do not lie, but do not say more than you absolutely have to. And when I say what you have to say, I mean your name, your physical address in New York. So the most important things for you to remember if you are approached by a police officer or if police officers come to your home is the first question you should always ask is, am I free to leave? If they say yes, leave. The next thing is, if they say no, and they go on to ask you further questions, what you should say is, I am not answering any questions. I would like to speak to a lawyer. And if they continue to speak to you, continue to remain silent, and if they ask to search you, your home, your car, or any of your belongings, you always have the right to say, no, I will not consent to the search. What may happen anyway is they may search anyway. They may tell you, we might as well search with your consent because otherwise we'll just get a warrant. But you never, ever, ever have to consent. They may do it anyway, but you never have to give up your consent. If you refuse to consent and you continue to remain silent, be very careful, however, that physically you do not resist, you do not fight, you do not push, you do, etc.
Councilmember Mathieu Eugene, in partnership with New York Legal Assistance Group, will be providing free immigration legal consultations on Friday, March 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the office of Councilmember Mathieu Eugene, which is located at 900 Rogers Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, between Snyder Avenue and Albemarle Road. Please contact us at 718-287-8762 to make an appointment. Councilmember Mathieu Eugene and NYLAG are bringing free civil legal services to your neighborhood on Tuesday, April 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The vehicle will be stationed at 900 Rogers Avenue between Snyder Avenue and Albemarle Road. The free legal assistance group will cover issues related to housing, public benefits, immigration, and much more. For more information and to make an appointment, contact Councilmember Eugene's office at 718-287-8762.